Magandang gabi po mga kaibigan. Ito naman ay isang magandang balita para ito sa mga DDS, mga supporter ni Sara Duterte. Supporter ako ni Sara Duterte pero i-discuss natin ng patas ang sitwasyon sa ngayon, ang development. So ngayon ay sandali. Anyway, ang ating pag-usapan sa ngayon ay titingnan ko kung makakukuha ako ng isang yung aking tinatawag na music. Yun. Yun. Magaling. So ito kayo na music natin, patugtog natin ang ating stock. Release.
Sa Pilipinas, kilala ang tindi. Hindi kayang bayaran ni numan ang kanyang prinsipyo. Kapag may inapi, siya ang nariyan. Kapag may bayaran, siya ang hadlang. Hindi siya tiklop sa pananakot ng iilan. Hindi siya alila ng sino mang mayaman. Kung ang kapangyarihan nila ay inaabuso, hinahawi niya yan mano-mano. Kapag ang taong bayan ang nasasakal, siya ang unang sumusugot, tumatagal. Hindi perang sukatan ng halaga, kundi kung sino ang lumalaban para sa masa. Totoo kasing tirador, totoo kasing tirador, kakapi ng naaapi, kalaban ng sakim na mandarambong. Totoo kasing tirador, totoo kasing tirador, hindi kayang bilhin ang puso niyang matibay. Mga magnanakaw sa pondo ng bayan, nanginginig kapag siya ang nandyan. Bawat piso, bawat sentimo, kailangang sagutin sa mata ng tao. Walang ngiti para sa mandarambong, walang pwesto para sa sumisimsim. Kapag ang hustisya ang pinag-uusapan, siya ang bantay sa gitna ng laban. Kung may nilulunod
natin, patugtugin natin ang kantang ginawa para sa ating channel ni Alfredo Hicali, isang reggae. At patugtugin natin ito. At sa Australia sa ngayon, magandang gabi po kay Alfredo Hicali. Alam ko pareho lang halos ang oras ng Pilipinas at saka Singapore. So patutugin natin yung kanta na binuo ni Alfredo Hicali para sa ating ah, channel. Sana ba yan? Hindi yan. Hindi yan. Ito. Ito siya, ito siya. Ito. Ito.
Sa gulo ng araw, ikaw ang matibay. Tahimik lang pero laging may saysay. Hindi ka nagyayabang pero alam ng lahat. Kapag ikaw ang nariyan, ligtas ang lakad. Sa bawat usapan may bigat ang dala. Sa bawat pasya mo may tapang at tawa. Kaya kapag napapagod, ikaw ang takbuhan. Kahit maikli ang biro, may laman ang dahilan. Toto Tirador, taong masaligan. Toto Tirador, may prinsipyo ka pa. Ikaw ang idol ko sa katotohanan. Toto Tirador, hindi ka nagbabago. Toto Tirador, Toto Tirador. Kung may mali sa mundo, hindi ka umiwas. Diretso kang magsalita, pero hindi masakit. May dignidad sa tingin, may linis sa kilos mo. Kaya sa gitna ng ingay, ikaw ang totoo. Sa bawat pagkakataon, alam ko ang sagot. Dahil ang pangalan mo ay may kasamang loob. Kung may sasandalan ako, ikaw ang pipiliin. Dahil sa mga salita mo, may gawa at paninindigan. Toto Tirador, taong masaligan. Toto Tirador, may prinsipyo ka pa. Ikaw ang idol ko sa katotohanan. Toto Tirador, hindi ka nagbabago. Toto Tirador, Toto Tirador. Kung dumating man ang bagyo, nandun ka pa rin. Hindi takot humarap sa dapat panindigan. At kung tanungin nila sino ang aasahan, ang sagot ko palagi, ikaw ang una riyan. Toto Tirador, taong masaligan. Toto Tirador, may prinsipyo ka pa. Ikaw ang idol ko sa katotohanan. Toto Tirador, hindi ka nagbabago. Toto Tirador, Toto Tirador.
Okay, Isa pa tayo.
Kaibigan ng lahat, tagapagtanggol ng mga naaapi. Kakampi ng mamamayan, laban sa mga tiwaling tao sa lipunan. Totoo mirador, walang sinisino, mabuting kaibigan, mahirap na kaaway. Walang takot, isigaw ang katotohanan. Buhay niya itataya para sa inang
Magandang gabi, Argo. Sara-sara, wala nang iba. Si Makatang Tambay. Magandang gabi. Mamaya, kakanta ko. Si Jim Marmons, ngayong gabi. Ari ka. Tuloy sa Marbil, ha? Nilson Laher. Good evening, Doc Soto. Hindi lang troll si Llamas. Ayos na yan. Okay. Sino pa? Si Makatang Tambay. Good evening, no? Frederick Amador. Palakpakan. John Forrest. Good day sa inyong tanan. Tapos si Rene Laganas. Magandang gabi. Kumusta? At saka si anong tirador lang sabi ni Barber Boy, ha? Anong tirador? Tanong lang, kumusta na mga birada mo kay Leon Guerrero? Nabayaran na ba? Hindi po. Nabibirahin natin ulit yan, huwag kang magalala. Sir, sabi ni Attorney Libayan, si Llamas, pambansang troll. Good evening po, Attorney Toto. Okay? Diretso na natin, ha? Si Sweet Love Grace. Si Makatang Tambay. Good evening. Okay, diretso na po tayo. Itong usapan natin po sa ngayon ay let us be fair to the facts. Ang title po ng aking birada sa ngayon ay si dahil kay Zulaika, desperado na sila ni Luistro tsaka ni Ridon tsaka ni Llamas. Dahil kay Zulaika, nawawala na, feeling nila nawawala ng kanilang pag-asa. Tapos kaya ang ibig po sabihin, ito na po ang sinyalis na patay ng impeachment na kaso nila laban kay Sara Duterte. Una, nais ko lang po sabihin sa inyo, ako po bilang eksperyensyado na abogado na trial lawyer na nagbibigay ng ebidensya sa loob ng korte, nakikita ko na yung ginagawa ngayon ng prosecution. Sila de Luistro, si Iakin, kunwari nagde-declaim siya ng opening speech. Ang style po nila ngayon ay puro pa-impress style. Tapos paiyak-iyak. Bakit po? Alam mo, ang unang habol nila ay sinasabi nila kailangan makumbinsi nila ang tao. So kung tao kumbinsi nyo, paano na lang mga senador? Hindi nyo ngayon makukumbinsi mga senador. Kasi ang senador ang bumubuto, hindi ang mga tao. So gusto nila makumbinsi ang tao na talaga masamang tao si Sara. So sa pamamagitan ng kanilang ginagawa na paiyakin style, lahat ng drama ginagawa, pero hindi po yan ang ebidensya. Nakalimutan nila o wala talaga silang ebidensya. Kaya dinadaan na lang nila sa kagayasan. Isa-cite ko lang yung sinabi ni Luistro. Noong nag-speech si Luistro, sabi niya, paano na lang ang OFW ng anak niya ay paano na lang ang barangay treasurer na kinukulong natin kahit 20,000 lamang ninakaw? Kung si Ligutan naman sabi, Paano naman yung teacher na kinulong 5,000 lamang ang nanakaw? Ganun lahat po ang ginagawa nila. Lahat po ng ginagawa nila po, ang tawag namin yan ay appeal to pity. Nagmamakaawa sila sa tao na maniwala ang tao, lahat ng tao, sa kanilang mga proposition na guilty si Sara Duterte sa lahat ng artikulo. Ngayon, sa tao sila umaapila. Bakit sa tao? Hindi naman yan ng taong bubuto, hindi mga senador naman. Alam niyo po, tama po si Argo, appeal to emotion. Yan tinatawag na kan, argumentum ad misericordiam. So, tapos, ang ganun style nila, kasi wala talagang armas walang bala, walang ebidensya. Ano lang ebidensya nila? Mismo si Sara Asirisa Hontiveros, nagpuna sa kanila. Ang hinahanap ni Risa Hontiveros ay ang ebidensya na asan ang hitman? Asan ang taong kinontrata ni Sara? Wala. Unang araw, nagpakita sila at nagtagumpay sila. Pero sa isang trabaho na kayang gawin sa isang oras ay ginawa ni Ligutan, napakabubuto na Ligutan, ginawa niya 4 na oras. Ang style ni Ligutan, gano'n mga gestures, mga acrobatics niya, sinyalis po yan na siya ay inferior. May inferiority complex siya. Ganun po yun. Kasi kung talagang may ebidensya sila, iba yun ang magiging gagawin nila. Sa totoo lang. Prangkahang kwentuhan. Nung nilabas ba na nagsasalita si Sara na nakakausap na siya ng tao, na sinabihan niya na patayin si BBM, patayin si Lisa Marcos, patayin si Tambaluslos kung siya ay mapapatay. Tanong, kung hindi ba patayin si Sara, mamamatay pa sila ni BBM? Sagot, hindi. So, ibig sabihin, ang tinatawag na grave threats po ay, sa maiksing salita, ang takot na namamayani sa kinatakot na tao. Ngayon, kung hindi mangyari na papatayin sila, kung hindi mamamatay si Sara, walang takot. Walang aktibong pananakot. Ang pananakot ay mangyari lamang kung mamamatay na si Sara. At kung patay na si Sara, sinong kukulong? Di yung lang killer lang si Sara, hindi mo na makukulong, patay na ngayon, isa pa tong napakawalang kwentang abogado na magaling ko. Dating presidente ng IBP, si Domingo Cayusa. Akalain mo ba naman, sabi niya dapat daw parusahan si Sara Duterte kasi daw siya ay vice-presidente. At masama para sa isang vice-presidente ang mananakot na patayin ang presidente. Kasi daw, si Sara Duterte ay vice-presidente, siya ang papalit. Ano na nangyari sa iyo, Domingo Cayusa? Ikaw ba'y tao o unggoy? Paano papalit kasi mamamatay lamang si BBM kung patay na si Sara? So, sinong papalit na presidente? Kung papatay si BBM, wala. Si Sara ay patay na Anong klaseng utak meron ka? Saang law school ka ba nag-graduate? Attorney Domingo Cayusa? Tapos tawagin mo pa sarili mo na legal luminary. Ay, kakahiya po kayo. Ngayon, ito na po. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get real. Paano magiging guilty si Sara kung wala pa kayo na ipresenta na kunong taong kinausap para pumatay kay BBM? Natandaan ko na yung NBI na si Matibag, kunwari may hinuli sila. Alam mo sino hinuli nila? Na kuno yun magpapatay kay BBM? Alam niyo sino? Naalaala niyo ba nung panahon na yon na naglindol sa Bugo, Cebu? Tapos nagpa-picture si BBM sa harap ng Bugo City Hall, Bugo City, Cebu City Hall. So ngayon, kung nagpa-picture, nataon ang ulo naman ni BBM ay nataon doon sa pangalan ng Bugo. Ang Bugo naman po, sa salitang Cebuano ay ibig sabihin bobo. Kaya naglagay ng guhit ng araw yung nag-post sa Facebook at sinabi na siya daw ang papatay kay BBM. Akalain mo naman ang trabaho, sloppy work. You have a sloppy work, gentleman, Attorney Melvin Matibag. You do not qualify as a director of the National Bureau of Investigation. This is the worst period of NBI kung saan ang kanilang pinuno ay walang kwenta kundi gawa-gawa ng kwenta, gawa-gawa ng kwento at panay lahat imbento, bag opinion na overstretch. Akalain pa naman na gagawa siya na kwento na mayroon na silang na-discover na isang testigo daw na nagsasabi na nagbigay si Mike Defensor ng 5 milyon sa kada marine officer na nagsumbong. Tapos ang basihan niya ng ebidensya niya, mayroon daw isang tao na manliligaw ng anak ng isang marine. At nag-usap daw sila ng anak ng isang marine habang sila ay hindi manliligaw kundi kalibin na. Na sinabi daw sa kanya nung anak ng marine na yung tatay daw niya nagkwento sa kanya na binigyan daw sila ng 5 milyon ni Mike Defensor. Double hearsay na yan. Melvin Matibag, abogado, paano ka nakapasa sa bar exam? Graduate ka pa naman ng Ateneo? Okay. Sa kasunod, ang nangyari, wala silang naipresentang testigo na magsasabi na may nahuli o may namataan silang taong kinausap ko noon ni Sara Duterte. So anyway, ang ginawa nila sa unang araw na pagpresenta ng kanilang testimonya gamit siligutan ay nagtagumpay sila sa pagpakita ng video na kung saan si Sara ay nagsabi na kumausap na siya ng tao na papatay. Hanggang doon lang. Anong nangyari? Pinutol pala nila yung sa dulo ng video at saka pag-unahan ng video. So, nung panahon na dumating na nag-cross-exam si Attorney Carlo Narvasa ng depensa ni Sara, ipinakita niya rin, nagtagumpay din siya sa pagpatugtog na nakita si Zuleika Lopez na umiiyak dahil bibit-bitin naman siya ng mga tauhan ng House of Representatives sa sugo o sa utos ng Quadcom at sa kanilang Good Government Committee na nag-emergency hearing pa alas 8 na ng gabi through Zoom meeting, through video. Nag-meeting sila, wala silang ginawa kundi maglalabas ng resolution na umutos na ilipat si Zuleika Lopez mula sa kulungan ng House of Representatives papunta roon sa Correctional Institute for Women na tinatawag natin na Bilibid Prison para sa mga babae. So, ayan po. Ngayon makikita mo roon, si Zuleika Lopez ay pinresenta nila ni Attorney Narvasa. Successful. So, nakita ngayon ng tao ang dahilan na isa sa nagtulak kay Sara para magsabi na kumausap ng tao para papatay kay BBM, kay Lisa at kay Martin ay yung pag-iyak ng tudo-tudo ni Zuleika Lopez na siya noon ay pilit bibit-bitin dadalhin sa bilibid para sa mga babae. So, yan yon. Next is, nakita rin natin ang lahat, nasaksiyan nating lahat na bago nagsalita si Sara, na kumausap siya ng tao para pumatay, ay nagsalita ang isang vlogger na dumalo sa press conference ng gabing yun, November 23, 2024. At tinanong si Sara, ano ang masasabi niya? Dahil nagkwento na may death threat na laban sa mga buong pamilya ng Duterte. Papatayin ang mga anak nila, papatayin ang mga kapatid niya, papatayin sila lahat. At ang tawag sa operasyon ay Operation Romanov. Yung Operation Romanov po, para maintindihan niyo ang konteksto niyan, ay nagpatungkol kay Nicholas II na Romanov. Si Nicholas Romanov II. At patungkol din, kasama din ang kanyang asawa. Lahat sila, nung natalo ang hari ng Russia, natalo siya sa mga rebelde na Bolshevik at na pinangungunahan ni Nikolai Lenin, ay pinatay nila si Nicholas Romanov II. Pinatay din nila yung asawa ni Nicholas Romanov. At pinatay din nila lahat ng mga anak ni Nicholas Romanov. Bata pa lahat. Pati mga katulong nila, pinatay ng mga Bolshevik. Pati lahat ng mga boy nila, pinatay ng Bolshevik. Iyan, nakakatakot yan kasi alam ni Sarah ang ibig sabihin ng Operation Romanov. So, ibig sabihin, na nagsasalita niyan, ay nanggaling sa mga grupo ni BBM. At sa panahon na yon, hindi natin maikakaila na si Romualdez ay gustong tumakbo na pagka-presidente at alam naman ng lahat na hindi pwedeng mananalo si Romualdez dahil pangit mukha niya. So, because of that, talagang nakita na itong hayag ng mamamayan buong Pilipinas na talaga palang may dahilan si Sarah para magsalita ng ganon. So, kung ganon, nataranta itong yung mga sila ni Luistro, sila ni Ridon. Kaya nag-usap-usap sila. Sa totoo lang, ayaw nila aminin. Pero ang totoo, bilang ako magsasabi niyan, dahil ako po ay eksperyensyado na trial lawyer. At hindi ko po ginagawa. Sa buong buhay ko, hindi ko ginagawa na magpresenta ng testigo ng kalaban. Bakit ako magpipresenta ng testigo ng kalaban kung may ebidensya naman ako? Alam ko, pag tumistigo ang kalaban, masisira ang diskarte ko. Abogada pa naman yan si Zuleika Lopez. Magaling yan. So, yan, dyan na ngayon. Kaya tawag ko ngayon pa lang, masasabi ko na pag inupo niya si Zuleika Lopez, wala na. Dead na ang impeachment nila laban kay Sarah kung ang pag-usapan ay yung Artikulo 4. Yan yung po yung grave threat at saka sedition kuno. Inciting to sedition. So, ngayon, pakinggan natin kung anong sinabi ni Zuleika Lopez. Sabi ni Zuleika Lopez ay mag-andam ka mo sa bagyong Inday. Di ba may bagyo ngayon, Inday? Sabi sa mga Ilonggo at Cebuano, mag-andam ka mo, may bagyong Inday. Ay, nako. Natatawa naman ako sa kanila ni Ronald Llamas at ni Kristan. Nagpaulan-ulan ko kunwari, ninulan sila. Ay, nagpakulo pa kayong dalawa kayo. Kung isang saksakan na kasinungalingan dinadala ninyo. So, anyway. Saan ba ako ngayon? Paano ba ito? Sandali. Tatanggalin ko muna.
Sa Pilipinas, kilala ang tindi. Hindi
So, tatanggalin ko muna yan Okay. Tanggalin mo natin, nagkamali-mali ko. Ipakikita ko sana yung video ni Zuleika Lopez. Yan. So, makita mo si Zuleika Lopez ito. Nagbabala na siya, prepare for Typhoon Inday. Di ba bagyo ngayon pangalan Inday? Nga, prepare for bagyong Inday, Attorney Zuleika Lopez. So, ngayon, tanggalin natin yan ngayon. At ipalabas natin ngayon yung parte ng video na kung saan ay hindi pinalabas ng grupo ng mga prosecution. Nung sila ay nagsabi na may kasalanan daw si Inday. So ito, ipakita natin. Tingnan ninyo kung bakit kailangan si Zuleika Lopez.
Parang it's causing me so much anxiety and stress.
Pakinggan ninyo, tingnan ninyo maigi kung bakit natataranta na ngayon sila ni Luis Tro at ni Ridon.
And ang sabi niya, ang una niyang sinabi was that to get my phone. Tapos Nicole is here, my assistant, because I requested from the chairman, si Chairman Chua, to request to give me a companion because I cannot stay here. I cannot sleep. Parang it's causing me so much anxiety and stress. So I requested, and kanina he allowed. This afternoon he allowed.
Pasensya na.
And then suddenly they just come in the room kasi here it locks. Kasi kanina by 12 o'clock, nearly 12 o'clock, they just barged into my room. And there were like 9 men, male, female, tapos may camera. And then the woman called, then was looking for me. And then ang sabi niya, ang una niyang sinabi was that to get my phone. Tapos Nicole is here, my assistant, because
Dali lang ulitin natin.
tapos nung one day, female, tapos may camera, and then the woman called, then was looking.
Ito si
Kasi kanina, by 12 o'clock, nearly 12 o'clock, they just barged into my room. And there were like 9 men, male, female, tapos may camera. And then the woman called, then was looking for me. And then ang sabi niya, ang una niyang sinabi was that to get my phone. Tapos Nicole is here, my assistant, because I requested from the chairman, si Chairman Chua, to request to give me a companion because I cannot stay here. I cannot sleep. Parang it's causing me so much anxiety and stress. So I requested, and kanina he allowed. This afternoon he allowed. And then suddenly they just come in the room kasi the door kasi here, it locks from the outside. So you cannot lock it back from the inside. They just they're free to come and go. So they just went inside, and then pinilit nila kami to turn over our phone to them. Tapos nung one day, got our phones, ang sabi namin, what is,
madilim na madilim.
what is that?
Nakamute. Isaac, Nicole, are you still there?
We put out the light because they're
Apa.
all outside parang waiting, and then binasa niya sa akin, tapos I got a copy, and then nakita ko all the way sa baba, they're bringing me to the women's correctional, and they're serving it in the middle of the night, and all 9 people. I'm just a small person.
Ayan, umiyak.
And they just, I mean,
Kasi
alam
dinalhin
mo,
siya sa
I am a
correctional.
person. I went to the hearing in good faith. I came back from LA. I sat there, answered their questions for 9 hours. And I know they did not do anything that was contemptuous or contempt. But I did. I sat there and I listened to their order of contempt. I did an apology. And then, ang sabi po nila, I just have to do an MR. And I did an MR, but they did not rule on it. And then suddenly they have an order transferring me. When ang nauna naman na order ng final ng lawyers namin was an MR to lift that order of contempt. Because they said that was the procedure. If they were not able to rule on that, how were they able to come up with an order, to transfer me to the women's correctional in the dead of the night? I mean, bakit ganun? Wala na bang rights yung mga tao? They just keep your room and then just get... Wala, bakit yan? I don't understand.
Ma'am, okay lang po kayo ng questions from media?
Can I have tissue? Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, I know it's the middle of the night, but I'm so scared.
Yeah, I do understand, ma'am.
I'm just
Fred?
scared.
Do you have question?
Ma'am, good morning po, ma'am. Ma'am, I hope I don't mind, pero why do you think po bigla kayong pinalipat bigla sa correctional, ma'am? Do you think po ba it's because of the presence of the Vice President there? Parang do you think po ba na gusto kayong paghiwalayin ni VP Inday? Kasi I know that you have a close working relationship with the Vice President. So, why do you think bigla kayong pinalipat sa correctional, ma'am?
I really don't know. All I know is that I am not an accused of any crime. I am just a person detained here for 5 days until the hearing ng Monday. I have been trying to cooperate to the very best of my ability, so I do not understand why they just go to your room, get your phones, and then just tell you that they will move you to a women's correctional at 12 o'clock. Meron ba bang batas yan? Don't people get rights anymore? I am a person, I'm trying to cooperate. But they just move me there. Alam naman nila, I have a chronic back concern. Tapos kanina pinayagan ako ni Chairman Chua dun sa mga request ko, and then suddenly they change everything, and then they come up with an order when they were not able to rule on my MR to transfer. Why? I don't understand. I did not do anything.
Ma'am, this is my last question, and I'm very much sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am, kasi I understand your situation right now. Pero ma'am, kasi po ma'am, ang ano na lang po siguro ang inyong next steps after this order. Are you going to file? Are you going to trigger na po ba, ma'am, the filing?
I am not leaving this room. I am a detained here in the House of Representatives detention facility for 5 days until the hearing on Monday. Nobody can just come in here and demand to transfer me in the middle of the night. I have my rights. I am
Okay,
not
ma'am.
accused of any crime. I am not leaving this room.
Okay po, ma'am. Yun lang po, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am.
So,
Okay.
ang klaro dyan,
Any other question?
papuntang Bilibid
Sino to? Dempsey, are you there?
Ayaw sila kay Lopez. Umiyak lang todo.
Trixie.
Oh no,
Ay, hello.
Jason muna.
Sige, si Jason muna. Okay.
Jason, Seminay.
Hi, Attorney. Good morning po. Attorney, if worst case scenario po, pinilit po kayo nila na ilabas po at i-transfer doon sa correctional, ano po ang magiging gagawin niyo, and will you consider po filing a case against sa mga tao na nasa likod?
Yes, because if this is already abuse, and this is really abuse of power already. I am here as a detainee of the house, and that was the order that I read, that was read to me. So I am not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere.
Ma'am, sa ngayon po ba alam na po ni VP Sara yung sitwasyon po, yung nangyayari po sa inyo? And what was her reaction po? Ano po yung...
Tinawag ko po siya, and she's standing as my lawyer now. And I'm not leaving this room. I am not leaving this room. I called her, she's standing in as my lawyer pro bono. Because this is not correct. People have rights in this country. I have a right. And they should respect that.
Ito po yun. Yung video, ito po yung
Yes,
dahilan kung bakit nagkalit si Sarah.
I tried my best to cooperate.
Pagkatapos yan, nag-appear si Sarah at
This is
nagsabi
what
naman
they do
din,
to you?
naman siya, ni Princess Mami, anong gagawin din na dahil merong
This
operation
is
ano?
not correct.
Yun, nagsalita ni Sarah, don't worry ma'am, may kinausap na kong tao na sinabi ko sa kanila na pag namatay ako, papatayin mo si
I'm just
BBM,
worried
si
about
Marcos,
my
at saka
family.
si Tambaloslos.
They just take you away in the middle of the night when the more decent thing to do was diba, to like tell you like during business hours. What do they want? They just want you to go with you. They just want them to sumama ka na lang. Then they will do what they want with you. Tama ba yan? Don't people have rights in this country? Don't understand. I really don't understand.
Sinasabi ng kaibigan ko si Ben Recamador na wala ka raw karapatang pumili kung saan kay kulong kung ikaw ay nakukulong na contempt. Okay, wala ka karapatang
Jason, do you
pumili,
follow up?
pero yan po ay abuso ng nagkukontempt.
Okay na ako, Sir Jace. Thank you po.
Any other from the OVP? Dempsey, Inquirer? Do
JC.
you have-
Ma'am, good morning, I guess.
Si Reyes, ngayon.
Tanong ko lang, ma'am, tama ba siya 9 na tao ang pumasok dyan sa detention cell nyo at 12 midnight?
Pumasok
Okay.
sila. And then when
Okay.
they were reading, sabi ko, bakit? Gabi na, oras na nang matutulog kami. And I said, they just want to read me something. And I said, no, you cannot. Kasi patulog na kami. It's already 12 o'clock in the evening, and then pumasok na sila one by one. Isa may camera, isa yung parang taga-sergeant at arms, and then iba may mga police, male and female. I'm not sure if it's 9, but it's certainly more than me. I am just by myself with my companion here. And then, I don't understand. Parang ganun ba yun? Ganun ba ang nangyayari sa bansa natin? They just parang badger and go to your room and then demand you to go with them? What if I didn't know that I had to get a lawyer? So I demanded, I said, I am not leaving this room until my lawyer comes. But they were insistent. Sinabi nila sila doon yung lawyer. Sumama daw kami. They can process the entire thing on the way from here to Mandaluyong. I don't trust these people because they do not respect my rights. What kind of country is this?
Follow up lang, ma'am. Were you able to communicate now with the...
Diba? Ang mga ordinaryong tao, they just treat like that. That is not correct.
Okay. Follow up lang, ma'am. Were you able to, or anyone from your party, were able to communicate with Congressman Joel Chua, the chairperson? I mean, siya yung signatory, I believe, doon sa order na yon. Kay Congressman Joel Chua, ma'am. Yes, apo. Were you able to communicate with them or anyone from his office?
No, not yet because I got really scared. Kasi I think anytime now they will parang break this door and just take me away.
Guys, let me break this lang Kakatimbre lang ng mga media friends sa labas. Lockdown ng HOR, ayaw magpapasok ng media.
Kind of country is this ba? I am just a regular government employee. All these years. Nagtatrabaho lang naman po ako. They don't even respect your rights. I do not understand. What kind of country is this? I'm so scared because I'm sure they're going to break that door anytime now. Alam nyo, ginawa ko, tilagay ko yung katre, yung double deck na bed, pinush ko sa door para hindi sila makapasok. I'm so scared. Until I came back from the US, I attended the hearing in good faith. I answered all their questions. Hindi ako nanggugulo. I think I was very, respectful in answering all their questions to the very best of my ability. Ang sabi nila sa akin, mag-MR lang daw ako, which I did. It's my right. Ang sinabi ko, na parang talaga naman I really answered to the best of my ability and I attended that in good faith. And they said, mag-MR ka, we will let you go. So we filed our MR, they did not rule on it, but suddenly they were able to come out with an order ruling to transfer me to the Women's Correctional.
Sabihin mo, ano sinabi nila sa iyo para mag-release yung contempt. Di ba? Sinabi nila sa iyo, release namin yung contempt kung i-produce mo yung akas.
Sabi nila sa akin, if you notice, if you were in the hearing, di ba, sinuspend po ng Chairman Chua yung session. Tapos, nung sinight na po ako ni Congressman Castro in contempt, then after that, nag-rule sila. Tapos, then sinuspend niya. Tapos, lumapit po sila, nag-huddle sila, and then they called my lawyer, and then told him na kausapin ko. So, lumapit ako, and I really apologized. I said, that letter to the Commission on Audit was really a position of the agency. It is our stand. Like all, diba? Like, meron kang points na gusto mo i-raise. We respectfully parang raised our points to the Commission on Audit. Alam ko, hindi naman po yung mali kasi that was our right as an agency. Because there was an ongoing audit investigation. Pero hindi naman namin kinukuha yung right ng COA to decide on the matter. But even if sinabi ko, alam ko, hindi po mali yun. They said na parang we were, trying to undermine. So I apologized and I also gave an apology to Congressman Castro. But they said, sabi nila sa akin, alam mo, i-produce mo na lang yung apat. I-produce mo yung apat. So I said, Congressman, hindi naman po ang pag-attend po ng hearing is a personal choice. I will only do my best. And then they said na parang, no, para ano ka pa naging chief of staff kung hindi mo naman kaya i-produce yan? I-produce mo sila. And I said, may rights din naman po yung mga tao, di ba? I can only, as chief of staff, tell them, go. Di ba? Go. But if ayaw po nilang sumama, I do not have that power over them because people have rights. If they want to, join a hearing or not. But that's what they said. Tapos then yun yung sinabi ko because I really cannot commit to make them attend because it's a personal choice. Like me, I chose to come back and attend. Diba? So, and then after that, nag-public apology na ako before the session was diba, suspended. Nag-public apology din ako kay Congressman Castro and I made it parang I raised again to please
to please lift that order because wala naman talaga intention ng Office of the Vice President, to undermine either the Commission on Audit or the House of Representatives in their powers. That was not the point. But nung nilalabas na po ako, hinabol na naman nila. Hinabol nila kami. And then they said, i-produce mo yung apat. I-produce mo yung apat. But I cannot do that. People have rights. Diba? I cannot decide for other people what they want to do. Yun na yun sa akin. This is what they do to you. In the middle of the night, they just move you out of nowhere. How can I produce people, diba? How can I do that? I can only produce myself. And which I have done. Sorry. Hindi ko na alam ano nangyayari sa bansa na to. Wala siyang batas.
OVP Media, are you still there? Anyone na gusto ko magtanong kay ma'am?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Ma'am Red Mendoza po ulit from Manila Times. Ma'am, sorry, I know you're very much ngayon in a very emotional mood right now. Pero ma'am, I want to ask lang po, do you think po ba na the order to move you to correctional was yun nga po, I'd like to reiterate this again kasi kanina po nandyan po sa house si Kong Joel, si SAA, Naptaas, and also so do you think po ba nangyari po itong decision na to while they were at the House of Representatives at talking to media na pakiramdam nila would na baka dahil nga the Vice President is there, she's high security risk, it's now time to move you out of to correctional para mawala si VP dyan sa House?
No, I am not part of this, political thing. I am not. I'm just a regular government employee. Really, I do not understand that entire, gamut of whatever it is that is happening politically. I'm just the worker in the Office of the Vice President. So I don't know why they're doing this to me. I don't know.
Yes. Yun lang po, ma'am. Yun lang po, ma'am. Yun lang po, ma'am.
Ay, hello. Pwede pong magtanong. Bonds from Rappler. Ma'am Zuleika, ask ko lang po, so what's going to happen next? Sasama po ba kayo? Ano po ba yung pwedeng abangan or mangyayari dito sa ginagawang ng mga PNP personnel outside your detention facility?
I am not leaving my room. I am not. I am a detainee here at the House of Representatives. I am not an accused. I am not an accused na pupunta sa isang jail facility. I am not an accused. I have my rights. I have my rights. I am not moving. I am not leaving this room. I am not.
Ma'am, JC here. May circulating ngayon na documents na on your transfer. Can you confirm that? Pinakita ba po ba sa inyo yun?
I gave it to my lawyer. I gave it to my lawyer.
Ma'am, sorry, your lawyer is the Vice President, ma'am. Tama po ba?
Yes, nandito po siya. And I also have a private lawyer. I think he arrived na. He's also outside.
Ma'am, to clarify po, ma'am, nandyan po si Vice President, ma'am, no? Nandyan po sa tabi ninyo si Vice President.
Yes, I called her. I called her kasi they just barged in eh. Pumasok lang talaga sila. Nakikita niyo ba yung katre dun sa likod ko? Pinush ko po yan para hindi sila makapasok. Kasi I told them, I want my lawyers. I am not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. And then I told them to get out of this room. Because as a detainee of this facility, this is my space. And then when they left, I pushed that. Look at that. I pushed that by myself. I have a chronic back take. Because I am so scared. Malito eh. People have rights in this country.
Mhm.
Um, um,
Okay po, ma'am.
JC, I have a question. Is it okay to ask a question?
Yes.
This is Anna.
Sino po ito?
Si Anna po. Si Anna po ito. Oo.
Yes po,
Anna
sige.
Matiguro
Yes
is
po.
Manila Times columnist po. Okay.
Yes,
Ang
you
tanong
can proceed now.
Opo, ang tanong ko po kay Attorney Laika, what's your appeal to Congressman Chua? And then, that's one question unto the speaker. Kasi sila naman talaga ang ano dito ang kung tutuusin sa kanila yung mga utos ng gagaling eh. On the other hand po, another question din dito sa chat group is what legal remedies can be done po sa tingin ninyo? Kung mayroon pa, kasi given the situation, parang wala nang batas na umiiral eh. Yun po yung tanong ko po, ma'am. Maraming salamat po. Salamat, JC.
Ang sa akin lang, please respect my rights as a person, as a Filipino in this country. I am not an accused. I was given and served that order for detention here in HOR. Hindi ko na alam ano yung ways forward kasi parang wala nang batas sa bansang ito. Wala na. Kahit ano na lang pwede, paiba-iba. Tapos isi-serve nila sa'yo in the middle of the night. What is that? Is that even right? Wala na pong batas, ma'am. Wala na pong batas sa bansang ito.
Opo, maraming salamat, Attorney Laika.
Ma'am Ana?
Stay strong po.
Ma'am Ana?
Opo.
Ma'am Ana? I was
Opo,
just
opo.
informed by the OBP Legal, nasa labas po sila ng HOR gate, pero ayaw din silang papasukin.
Oh my. Oo.
Sabi na PNP sa labas. I'm sure they're just going to break down that door. They're all outside, but I'm not leaving this room. I am not. I am not leaving this room. I have my rights. I am not leaving this room.
Hello, good morning from Canada. Pwedeng magtanong?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Sir GC, salamat. Salamat din kay Doc Lauren Baday na binigyan ako ng link. Attorney, bakit biglaan yung desisyon na yan na ilipat? Anong nag-trigger talaga?
Hindi ko po alam. Hindi ko po alam.
Okay.
Hindi ko po alam, sir. I cannot answer. I just know that I was served that in the middle of the night. They demanded to get my phone. We don't have a phone. That's why we're calling from this laptop, like the Viber. We're calling the lawyer from here. Because I don't have a phone to contact anyone.
My God.
I mean, why would they do that to you, diba? Or am I like an accused? Did I, murder anyone? I'm just a regular government employee. I don't understand.
Thank you, attorney. Nandito lang kami, attorney, sa Montreal. Nag-aabang kami, nagbabantay. Kahit nasa malayo kami.
Thank you.
Okay?
JC, may I ask if I may? Si Mika.
Jason? Mika Reuters. Yes, go. You can go, Mika.
Good morning, attorney. Very sorry to hear about your ordeal, no? And I hope things get better on your end. Attorney, we just wanted to get our facts straight, no? So, I understand my question will involve reliving what you went through, but just so we can accurately report what exactly happened. So, can you narrate to us, like what time did these people arrive, what did they read to you? Kasi you mentioned kanina they read something which you did not want to read, and what exactly did they take from you aside from your cell phone, or is it just your cell phone, and how are you able to access the internet at this point? Thank you.
What happened was, nakapajama na kami because we are going to sleep. We're going to sleep and our light is already closed. Like this, dark. And then they, like that on your door. Like back, and then this entered. Because in this facility, the lock is outside. I mean, people can just go back. That's what they did. They ran in, but it was just not one person, which is the usual. Like, for example, ma'am, nandito na po yung pagkain nyo. It was not like that. So we were parang surprised. What's that about? Kasi magtutulog na kami, di ba? Tapos yun, suddenly they all came in, PNP, and then some other person in parang uniform. Lahat-lahat po sila dumating. And then they said they want to read me an order. And I said, I don't understand. When I came in, nag-read na po kayo an order. What order is this? And then she said, allow me to read it to you. And then, binabasa niya, pero tinignan ko na yung order sa baba, and nakalagay doon transfer to Women's Correctional. So I said, I'm not going anywhere. I need my lawyers now. And then he said, no, there is no need for a lawyer. There's no need kasi we are just doing our job and to serve this. We're just doing this to serve. Yeah, and then they said na parang, tsaka, why will you need your lawyer? Nandito ba yung lawyer mo? Sabi ko, hindi, wala. Gusto ko yung lawyer ko. Sabi niya, meron kaming lawyer, ito na lang ang lawyer mo. Parang no, that is not my counsel of choice. Why would you impose that lawyer on me? I want my lawyer. Then he said, then I kept on saying to them that I have my rights as a detainee in this facility. Respect that. And then I told them to go out, but they said no. And then they started ganging up. Alam mo po yung feeling na, alam mo yun, mag-isa ka lang, tapos nakapajama ka, tapos yung mga tao lalapit na lang sa'yo. Parang hindi ko alam kung bigla ka na lang, alam mo yun, sakalin or barilin, that thing in your head. They did that. And then I stood up and said, I'm not leaving this room. I have my rights. And then I pushed them back and then I said, get out, get out. And then they went, then they kept on saying na parang so many other things. They're just serving this, doing their job. It was an order, blah, blah, blah. I didn't anymore. I just told them to step out of my room because as a detainee of this facility, this is my area. Do not come in. That was the moment they came, and when they went out, I already pushed that by myself. That you see that bed? I pushed that all the way to the door para they cannot go in. Yun. And then I called the vice president because she was here. And then she came, after a while, she came in and pumasok na kami sa room. And hindi ako lalabas. Hindi ako lalabas.
Ace, pwedeng magtanong.
And sorry, just very quickly, Jason, if I may.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So after you pushed back, attorney, they left the room, no? Tama ba? Did they appreciate that, that detail accurately?
Oh, because I think alam din naman nila na mali yung ginagawa nila. You don't serve people in the dead of the night. What is that? You serve, di ba, official business hours. Because hindi naman po ako criminal eh. I am not a criminal. I am already here in their facility. I have assured them already that I will attend their hearing on Monday. So why will they treat me like that? So that's why I said, I want my lawyers. I want my lawyers. I don't need my glasses.
Last my end, JC, if I may, no.
Jason, follow up.
Attorney, just for understanding, and just for appreciation also, for the record, what are exactly your job description, or what is your job, or what are the key things that you do as Chief of Staff of the Vice President? Ma'am, you're muted.
I don't understand. Di ba, kanina I said na parang when they issue that order of contempt, ang sabi nila sa akin was that you just file an MR, a motion for reconsideration. So minamadali namin yun kasi alam namin walang opisina ang House of Representatives pag Friday. So nung Wednesday ba ako? Here, Wednesday. Wednesday, nag-file na kami agad. No Thursday, first thing. And I waited and waited for them parang to rule on my MR. But they never did. Tapos kanina, on a Friday, when there is no office, there is no business office at time in the House of Representatives, they issue an order transferring me. And then suddenly they serve it like in the middle of the night. Oh, what does that tell you? Diba? Paano sila nakaka-rule on may transfer? Hindi man nila na-rule yung aking motion for reconsideration. That's why I said, hindi ako sasama. Hindi, mali ito. May rights ako. May rights ako. I'm not going anywhere. They cannot just do that to people ba? We are just ordinary people working for the government. Diba? We just do our best every day to work for a better country. Tapos ganito, that's what they treat us. That's how they treat you. Bakit naman ganyan? Ano klaseng, wala nang batas, wala na, there's nothing in this country. Wala na pong batas na nag-work. No.
Ace, pwede magtanong.
Go ahead, Jason.
Next question, please.
Yes, attorney, do you consider this po, itong nangyayari po sa inyo ngayon as an injustice? Do you consider your situation as a form of harassment? And my follow-up question po, attorney, sa nangyayari po ngayon, sa ginagawa po sa Office of the Vice President, can we still trust this government?
Is it on mute? Is it on mute? No.
Can you hear us po?
You're online, ma'am.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Alam mo, I would not have pushed that bed by myself if I did not feel that I was being threatened. My life is being threatened. Alam niyo, I'm sure you saw in the hearing that my back hurts. I cannot parang lift heavy things. I cannot. But dahil natakot ako, I feared for my life. I really pushed that by myself.
Okay.
Because
Sige.
hindi lang to harassment. This is really a threat to my life.
Gob. Gob.
They gang up on you in the middle of the night.
Gob.
Huh? How is that done? Isn't that a threat to my life? Alam nila that I'm sick. I have said that repeatedly when their doctor came here. And they bring 9, 10 people to serve you in the middle of the night in your pajamas. This is a threat to my life. It's not harassment.
Yes, ma'am, we feel you. That's what they did po sa Kingdom of Jesus Christ. But my follow-up question, ma'am, can we still trust this government sa nangyayari po ngayon sa OVP, sa ginagawa po nila against the Office of the Vice President? Can we still trust this government?
Wala nang batas sa bansang ito. Wala na pong batas. Kawawa naman po ang Pilipino.
Ouch.
Ayoko Ayoko na. Masakit na ulit po. Ayoko na. Ayoko na. Jay.
I hope pwede tayo magtanong. Ano? Nag-message ako
Si Sarah.
And then, nasaan na yung Dr. Lex?
Ayan si Sarah dumating na. So ibig sabihin po, ito po yung yung umiiyak na nakita niyong umiiyak, yan po papatawag nila sa Lunis na testigo. Maliban kay agent. So nakita niyo na how powerful is the testimony. Ikikwento lahat-lahat yun. So paano pa mananalo sila na naratibo, ang kwento ng mga kalaban ni Sarah ay pero tila ba parang walang dahilan at nagsasabi na nakaumausap ng taong papatay kay BBM, kay Lisa, at saka kay Tambaluslos. At hindi nila pinatawag yung isa si Princess Maui na nag-interview, nagtanong din kay Sara Duterte, anong masasabi niya sa mga death threat na kumakalat na papatayin ang lahat ng mga Duterte, pati mga anak niya. So, let you be the judge. Kung ako naman tatanungin nyo, nagkakamali, desperado na kasi Nakita kasi nila yon sa presentasyon. So, desperado na po ang mga tauhan ni Luistro. With that, it spells defeat. It is now irreversible for them. Talo na sila. Ito pa naman pinakamalakas nilang ground, sabi nila. So, magandang umaga sa lahat. Magandang gabi at magbablog po tayo ng isa pa at tatapusin muna natin ito. Peace lang, tulungan nyo ako, pati kayong mga kaaway ko, tulungan nyo ako, i-share naman ninyo ito para may marinig kayo lagi na aawayin ninyo. I-share ninyo ito, i-like ninyo lahat para naman tataas po ang ating algorithm at makatulong kayo naman sa akin. Maraming salamat po. Isang malaking karangalan po sa akin ang i-like ninyo at i-share ninyo. Maraming salamat. Magandang gabi po.